You want to make a man fall in love with you, and I mean chase you, think about you and only you, deleting all the other women from his phone. I'm about to show you 4 psychological triggers that make this happen. And fair warning, none of these are what other people are teaching on the internet because truthfully, most people aren't magnetic. And this isn't about what you look like, how you dress, or what you say. It's something completely different. And by the end, you're going to understand why some women have men absolutely obsessed while others get completely ignored, and more importantly, how you can become the type of woman that magnetically attracts the people you want into your life. So let's talk about the first trigger, and it's something I call confident authenticity. So let me get into my beautiful whiteboard, and I will move this real quick. So let's talk about most magnetic people. They really aren't the prettiest. They aren't the best dressed. They aren't even the most put together. They're the ones who genuinely feel good about themselves. These are people that are absolutely radiating self-love. They feel so much love for themselves that if someone were to cross their boundary, they would not tolerate that for a minute. They have utter self-love and joy. Have you ever talked to someone and you just come away from the conversation, you're like, whoa, that person, they just filled me up of energy because this person is vibrating. They feel so comfortable in their own skin. If you've ever been to a wedding, it's kind of the person that really dances first and really shows that they are who they are. They're confident in their own skin. And this kind of authentic confidence is super rare because most people, they're busy trying to be what other people think. Half of their personality is like the last TV show they watched on Netflix. And other people, they often forget who they are themselves. Most people are obsessed with authenticity. When somebody is just truly themselves, really doesn't apologize for their interests, what they're into, what they believe, they are truly magnetic. So let's go into number 2. And this is super crucial. It's emotional regularity. It's somebody that is able to ride the waves of storm. So I'm just going to abbreviate this, call this emotional regularity. Emotional regularity. I know everyone says, Jax, your drawings, they're so beautiful and your handwriting's amazing. And these are the women who are super secure. They are always with emotionally healthy men and they can handle their emotions. So let's call this emotions over time, right? So some people, when troubling times come about, they get rocked around. But somebody that is very magnetic, they're not necessarily like completely monotone, they're not completely flatlined, but they just do not, their highs are still high, but their lows are not nearly as low. They're able to bounce back. Everything, bad things happen in people's lives, but the people who attract this secure attachment, they're not making their problems everyone else's problems. Have you ever talked to your friend on the phone? They're like, bling, 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 hey, this is Sarah. And they just kind of trauma dump on you. This is not to say that you can't share your emotions with your friends, but if people are coming away from your conversation being like, she's always so melancholy. She's always, bringing me down. She's always gossiping about other people. This is something that is not magnetic. And it's not to say, hey, you have to be perfect all the time, or hey, never get upset. It's knowing how to communicate when somebody else is bothering you. Like if somebody's pissing you off, hey, it's articulating that in a way where you're not expecting people to read your own mind. You've seen that meme, and I know we were all guilty of this. When somebody kind of makes us upset, we kind of go silent and go, we turn away to the thing, and they're like, oh, why are you so upset? No, it's somebody that they don't really melt down when their plans change. They don't take everything personally. This kind of person has a level of emotional intelligence that is quite rare in today's society. Like when things don't go your way, are you just chilling? Do you freak out at the waiter if your order doesn't get taken well? Or do you kind of just roll with the punches? You're just, you're not so perturbed and you're not so disturbed by when things do not go your way, because this is an incredibly attractive quality. When you're able to travel and just, things come up, you're chilling. Not to say you're getting pushed around, but you are just absolutely happy in any scenario. You could put yourself in any event and you're still going to be that shining beacon. And trigger number 3, this might surprise you. So let's get into it. And this is, you are genuinely excited about your life. And this kind of goes into the self-love and all of these different things and emotional regularity, but nothing is more attractive than someone who is genuinely excited about their life. Maybe they're super excited about pickleball. Maybe they're just starting to take a calligraphy class. And it's not someone who's trying to necessarily look busy or always look interesting, but someone who actually has things they care about, who has their own goals, their own interests, and is really unapologetic about the things that they're interested in. Their own friendships. They built their own amazing life. You're not looking for somebody to complete you. You're not like, oh, I just need a man who will completely complete my life. No, you're like, a man is a good seasoning on top of my already amazing life. You're looking for someone to share your awesome life with, not necessarily somebody that's willing to plug a man-sized hole in your life. And this makes you naturally magnetic. You are not in a needy state. Have you ever been in a, like, we'll call it like a luxury place where the salesperson, like, they really need something for you, like, please, please buy. Oh, what do you need? And they're kind of like stalking you around. That person is not magnetic. You need to be the person that is naturally full. You're not always available 24/7. You're creating healthy space that is making a man chase you. Oftentimes, dating content, it often goes into these, fake games like, oh, create scarcity. Oh, I'll never be available. And it's like, what they're doing is they're actually trying to imitate what somebody with a full life would do. So I never like that advice. It's like, create a full life, and then you will naturally be busy. You're not waiting around on the phone waiting for like, oh, he mentioned we might do sushi on Friday. Let me cancel my plans with my girlfriends because he might come around. No, somebody that's truly magnetic has an ecosystem around them, has amazing things around them. So let's go into trigger number 4. And this one reveals so much, and it's how you treat other people when you have nothing to gain from them. Are you nice to the doorman at your apartment building? Are you nice to the waiter? How do you treat people? Are you patient with people who are struggling? Are you respectful to people who can't really do anything for you? Are you nice to the Uber driver? Quality men notice this because they think, when the honeymoon period ends, this is how she's going to treat me, because he is watching your kindness, your generosity, your love, right? He wants to see, hey, how do you act normally? Because essentially, how you act around other people, how you treat other people is largely indicative of how you live your life. And we can think like, karmically, yeah. If we're really nasty to people, if we're always engaging in gossip, and trust me, hey, I like a little bit of gossip myself, but if we're constantly gossiping, if we're constantly being a little bit naggy, or we're constantly being a little bit mean to people around us, that is showing that we do not have a world of love and abundance. It's usually, they have this phrase, hate only comes from the bottom. Because so you get these nasty comments on YouTube, or you get these nasty comments on Instagram, like blah, 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 blah. They're never people with a super full life. It's usually not the cool people that are hating on you. So all this is to say is we want to treat people with kindness, not only because it's karmically right, but because it makes us incredibly magnetic when we are seen as this person that is so full of joy, so full of abundance. So let's talk about what happens when you combine all these triggers, because the women who master this effortlessly attract partners because they're not trying to just attract anyone. They're genuinely in love with their own lives. So any person is, they're kind of like the cherry on top of an amazing life. They're so absorbed in creating something meaningful that they're not necessarily checking their phone, seeing texts that will ruin their day. They're just so living in the moment. Now, my mom is a politician, and she once talked about meeting Bill Clinton. He said, the reason Bill Clinton is so magnetic, love him or hate him, is because he makes you feel like you are the only person in the room. He's so good at listening. He's so good at bringing you into his orbit. People said this about Steve Jobs as well, is that he would create this like reality distortion field because he was so magnetic, so full of drive, so full of energy. So this is what I want you to become, because when you're your full 100% self, you stand out. When you're 100% authentically you stand out. And this removes all that desperate energy that like, oh, I need to get something from somebody. Because that repels healthy people, and it also attracts narcissists, manipulators, because they can kind of feel this wounded energy. So one of the most important things we can do is invest in ourselves and invest in our love. So here's what I want you to focus on instead. So stop wondering what men want and start acting like you're the type of person that men are obsessed with. Because when you work on all 4 of these triggers, confident authenticity, emotional intelligence, having your own life, and treating people with respect, not only will it attract men, but it will attract everything you want in life, from health to wealth to better relationships. And the right people who are attracted to you not only think about you, they will never stop thinking about you because of the feelings you give them. Because guys, they do not commit to women they just like. They commit to women they cannot see themselves without. And when you are truly magnetic, you are that woman.